Okay, and I've got a bunch of other photos to show you. So, but first, let's watch this video. I want you to tell me exactly how they knew this. Okay, this video was posted on the 26th of October, which was, as you know, 4 days ago. And it was a video that was from 2 days, 1.5 days earlier, actually, but the original post I could not find any longer. But take a look, see what you think. See if you, when you're looking at this video, think about how they knew exactly what was going to happen. And I've done this with a similar video, but this one is a little bit older. I want to show it to you, and a little bit more specific. Listen to the wording that matches up with the wording from today and from last night and yesterday. Okay? Look at the images. I may stop it along the way so you can get a better look. Take a look. Here we go.
And a Fox News alert to begin happening now on Hurricane Sandy. That storm already slamming Cuba. Now we have brand new tracking which shows where this massive system might be headed next. And it is not good news for those who live in the northeastern United States. Janice Dean has the latest from the Extreme Weather Center. What's going on, JD?
If this track comes true, it is the worst case scenario, John.
Worst case scenario. Have you heard that enough yet?
Now we still have days to go and a lot of information to kind of input.
Now you see where the hurricane is at? It's down in the Caribbean, just hitting Cuba basically here.
Put into this tracking, but right now this storm looks like it's going to be headed for millions of people. It's going to be a transitioning system, meaning that perfect storm type scenario, a tropical storm that transitions.
Perfect storm. It's in the Caribbean, and they know it's going to be a perfect storm.
Into an extratropical storm because a cold front, a very powerful Arctic cold front, is going to interact with the system and draw it in towards the northeast, a very rare meteorological situation. So this could be historic, folks. If you live across the East Coast, from the mid-Atlantic up to Maine and eastern Canada, you need to be paying very, very close attention to your local forecast. Still a Category 2. We just got the 11 o'clock advisory. It was a Category 3 major hurricane overnight, so it rapidly intensified within hours. Take a look at the latest track. As you can see, Category 2 moving through the Bahamas. It hugs the coast Friday.
So that track look familiar to you? That's exactly what the hurricane did, right?
Into Saturday, but look at what happens as we head into early next week. The worst case
scenario
right now, moving right into millions upon millions of people, and this could cause.
To predict multiple turns of this hurricane, to predict it from the point of down here to the point of up here and to the point of here. It is impossible for them to be able to predict that based on allowing the storm to be on a free path.
Moving right into millions upon millions of people, and this could cause extensive catastrophic damage.
Extensive catastrophic damage. Okay, this is the language they've been using since it was in the Caribbean and at Cuba, and they've stuck with this story the whole time. This is highly unusual, don't you think?
I'm not just standing here making this stuff up. I want people to really pay attention to this because, again, this could be worst case scenario.
Soak up the fear, people. Pay attention. We're trying to teach you something here.
At any rate, we're dealing with high seas, rip currents, beach erosion, coastal flooding, certainly storm surge as this storm moves.
Now, this says high winds 60 to 80. They already knew that when it got to New York, no matter what, it was going to have 60 to 80 mile an hour winds, right?
It's on shore, the exact point or location where it's going to move on shore.
They're talking about moving on shore all the way up the coast into the D.C., New Jersey, Newark area, that highly populated area through there. And this thing is in Cuba, okay?
Still not known yet, and the exact strength still not known yet. But we are going to see torrential rain and flooding inland. High winds, 60, 80 miles per hour, significant power outages that could last for weeks for millions of people, and down trees, John. We've still got foliage on the trees, and winds in excess of 60, 70, 80 miles per hour is going to cause extensive damage. I just want to show you one of our reliable forecast models. it is really becoming apparent
I could do this up on something myself and lay it out. This is where the storm is going.
that we are going to be dealing with a system that is going to come on shore.
Look at that. I mean, it followed exactly not what she predicted, but what was handed to her. Do you really think this woman puts these maps and puts all this stuff together? Of course not. It's handed to her.
Or, again, anywhere from the mid-Atlantic towards Maine need to be paying attention. But John,
Look where they showed it. Look where they show the center of the hurricane, okay? Look at the center. This is exactly where the center of the hurricane came on shore. See that bay area right there? It came on shore right in here. It followed the track that she said exactly to this video. Coincidence? People, there are no coincidences anymore.
mouths dropped at the latest tracking that shows the system going right into New York City. Obviously, we've got days ahead to really hone in and get this forecast right, but people need to be paying attention. We do think that this storm is going to come on shore, and it's going to cause a lot of damage.
And it's a big, broad storm, too, so even as it skirts up the coast, it's going to be dumping a lot of rain and wind on people.
Because it's transitioning into, you know the movie The Perfect Storm?
It's in Cuba. It's transitioning. They're selling you the story.
Transitioning storm from a tropical to an extratropical, and what that means is the wind span is going to be greater. Winds, tropical storm force winds extending 300, 400 miles from the center of this storm.
Wow.
They already gave her the script for exactly what was going to happen with this story.
It's going to be a battering storm affecting one of the largest city in the nation.
Wow.
She already knew it was headed to D.C. and New York. I mean, is that not clear to y'all guys? Do you not see this? Okay. Now I'm going to show you some of the evidence here in just a moment of exactly why I say that this storm was manipulated. I'm not saying it was manipulated to increase in strength. I'm saying it was manipulated. Take a look. Now you've seen this photo I showed you just a few minutes ago, and you think, well, what is that? It's foam. It's foam. Okay, I grew up on the coast seeing these hurricanes come through all the time. Do you think I ever seen foam like that? Have I seen little foam? Yeah, of course. Everybody's seen foam on the beach. But like that? See the foam on the ground behind this guy? That's all foam. It was flying in the air and everything. It was like it was snowing. Just like that. Does that look normal to y'all guys? I can tell you, I can vouch. I have 20 years of experience of living on the beach with hurricanes plowing in, big ones, category 5, category 4. This never happens. See the foam on the beach? Look how nice and foamy it all is, all the way across. More foam. The guy taking a picture, he's finding it interesting too. Snow and foam, people. Snow and foam. Looks like it snowed, don't it? It's not snow. It's chemicals mixing with water. It's creating a detergent type behavior. More foam. Let me move this over for you guys so you can see centered on these photos. There's a few here from Flickr. Well, there's a good shot of the foam. Some that has dried out a little bit, and some that is still very bubbly. More foam. Here's a close-up of the foam and what it looks like. Now, wouldn't it be nice if somebody would actually take their time to do some samples of this foam and see what's in this foam? Somebody's interested in the foam. Hey, somebody's taking samples. What do you know? A few pictures here real quick of some of the damage the catastrophic damage that they predicted before I round up here. If you're new to this idea of that weather can be manipulated, I would assure you that I have spent many, many days and hours and weeks and months studying these things. And I can tell you that in fact, we have the ability to manipulate weather from various ways. And we're trying to get better at it. So what is the purpose of the manipulation of the storm? Why manipulate it? Why do this? It's all part of a movie, people. It's all part of a process of manipulating your mind, manipulating the sheeple's mind. When I say the sheeple, you may be one of them. It's one of the people that haven't woken up yet, haven't realized the dynamics that are taking place in this world, haven't come to an understanding that things are not as they seem. Most everything you know is based on information you've been given, just like I'm giving you information. Most everything you know is based on that. Hey, more foam or snow. Most everything you know, your reality, it's time to look at things with a critical, logical eye. It's time to wake up. It's time to look at the world as it exists and not as in the fantasy in your mind. It's time to exit the matrix.